My name is Jacqueline Clayton and I'm the founder and managing director of GrayClay. We're an international college and domestic college. We hold CRICOS and we also hold vet student loans. So a lot of significant legislation there that we come under. So it's very important. We have accuracy, compliance and competency in everything that we do. GrayClay now is a college that has a group of incredible core staff that are like the engine of what we are. They're absolutely brilliant and I seriously couldn't do one day without them. We really engage with core specialists to do our work for us, and that is why we can achieve what we want to achieve very quickly. We're very nimble and the quality's there. In 2020 March, we all know that COVID hit and it put us in a space where we really had to rethink and regroup on what we were doing. There were certain things that I knew that I had to achieve coming out of it. So the one thing that we knew is we couldn't sit there and just sit in the space. We had to project ourselves out of it very strongly. And to do that, we actually needed to engage someone to help us. We had a foggy idea of what to do, but we definitely did not know the steps, how to break those down and how to get to targets. And so we engaged in Ninox for up until the end of 2020 to help us reshape, reform and project. So the process was I first had a meeting with Bernard O'Brien, and that went for a whole afternoon, and it was basically him asking questions and I suppose identifying different areas in the business that we were currently doing, those that we weren't doing, etc. And then we had a strategy day with all the staff. And that was fantastic because it opened the eyes of the staff to us as a business, and they had input into where we were going. So from that meeting, they all came out with KPIs for the next 90 days, the next year and the next 5 years. And so that created this, I don't know, I suppose it was the golden path. Very professional, very approachable. Nothing's too much. You know, I can pick up the phone and make a phone call. I might not get my person straight away, but there's always somebody there to help me. And they know about me, which is really wonderful too. And there's times that even externally of the project that they're working on with us, which is strategic in our business, I'll actually ring them up and say, look, I've got this idea, it's X, Y, and Z. I'd really like to, you know, have that good discussion about that to see if it's actually something plausible. You really need somebody who knows business to bat things backwards and forwards. Our contract with Ninox ended at the end of 2020, and then we engaged them ourselves. And we've engaged them for a year, and I have no doubt that that will be continuing. So I have monthly meetings with Bernard, and they're absolutely brilliant. We have a couple of hours where we sit down, go through a review of everything, and then quarterly we actually block out the day for the staff, and we all go into that strategic meeting again. They all report on their quarters. You know, we then look at, okay, well, what's the next quarter look like? What are our goals? What are the achievements that we need to gain? And my staff, they just love it. They've embraced it so much. It's just such a change. You know, you can do strategy yourself and you can create a plan, but there's a real, I'll say, gift in actually being able to achieve that plan, how to break it down to its nuts and bolts and those key drivers, and not be afraid to say, well, we can let everything else go because this is our focus. And that's what we've been able to do, which has been fantastic. We're now in one of the biggest growth stages of our business. It's absolutely significant, and it's so important that I have the right staff, and that's the other thing that Ninox has done, has taught us how to retain A players. And I must say, I'm surrounded by A players. I love them dearly. So when I think of Ninox, I look back at where we were prior to engaging them, and I knew where I wanted to be in the next 5 to 10 years. And I had all of the policies, procedures, infrastructure in place. I just couldn't move properly. And that is the key. That is where Ninox comes in. So anyone who is looking at growing, strategically growing profitably, because let's face it, we don't want to just get big and not be profitable. It's very important that you engage the right people to help you. And Ninox is the team to go with. I've been around a long time, I've engaged a lot of people, I've spent a lot of money. But this is it, this is the way.